tonight.
From Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh.
It's time for Monday Night Football on EA Sports. As we'll see Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, the cold weather certainly helping set the stage for what should be a physical primetime contest at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Tonight, we culminate pivotal Week 14 with a great Monday night matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
Here we go.
Fields going to throw right away. Eluding the and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
You often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
Pat Freiermuth, the intended target. Third down here. Now Fields. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough.
Brandon, a good idea there on third down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy. It makes this offense go.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A big play there. His 11th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
Escaping the pressure right. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. This defense for the Dolphins, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Braden Mann now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is fielded at the 27. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. He returns that punt 73 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they miss-hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start the drive with Harris. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 18 carries, up over 130 yards, and a touchdown.
10 touchdowns on the season for him, and I don't know whether these goals are written down. I don't know whether they're discussed amongst the team, but I do know this. Every guy who touches the ball as a ball carrier thinks 10 touchdowns is a nice round goal to try and reach in a season.
Harris going to get it again on second down. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on third down, Fields. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because This has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Flushed out right, and he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the...
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play there for Miami. 57 yards. Sometimes the one-handed catches are unnecessary, but he was trying to ward off the defender with the other, so maybe that was just a good play.
So that tells you that not only do they imagine those types of catches, they actually work on them with defenders jostling them in order to keep their concentration and haul it in.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Tua going to throw. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles.
Where the fuck is the penalty?
Over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
Yellow, 43, right, 97. Yellow, line.
They'll run on first down. Callahan, and he's brought down after a very nice gain. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there. His 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 21-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know, it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
Oh, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. That's pulled in at the 32. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And, Charles, no two ways around it. Anytime you get the current number 1 and number 2 seeds in the AFC playing each other this late in a season, it's a big game.
It is definitely a big game, and not just for seeding and placement and such, but for trying to establish yourself as the team to beat. You want everyone else in the league to look at you and say, boy, it's going to be tough to knock those guys off.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. On the ground, Benjamin. Then he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Sanders on for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Fields now to throw. Able to get away. And this one is going to be off the mark. Too far out in front.
Well, that wasn't a completion, but it wasn't a sack either. So the good takeaway, able to extend the life of the play. Normally you would think he'd just take off and run downfield, but he was trying to find an open receiver, unable to do so.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch me.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Now this first quarter, let's just be frank, it's been a disaster so far offensively.
Yeah, already down multiple scores, and it doesn't appear they can get out of their own way right now.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Flush to his right, and that is incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Check. 55 to Mike. Check. 56.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. They'll run with Davis Price, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Ty Davis Price, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early, but that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here.
Right there.
Fields on first down. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Now it's Fields. Eluding the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Right there, 54, right there.
Here's Fields. Escaping the pressure. And he's going to go down again. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Fields, and that is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over first and 10. So now here come the Dolphins. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting
touchdown? A big play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Javon Holland coming up to make the stop.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Black Ultra.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Go Fury. He's coming. We got double up. Ready.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. That's going to be caught. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle with career touchdown number 128. He's now tied with Marvin Harrison for number 9 on the all-time list. And the Dolphins extend their lead yet again. Boy. I mean, at this point, what more do we say here? I got nothing.
And you know, so many people talk all the time about having announcer-less games, and they want that. This could be a candidate for it, because if we stay here and do this, we're going to have a lot to fill in the second half.
There's still another half? Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again, 2nd and 10 from the 25. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields completes this one to Pickens. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 4th down. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. Pulled in at the 24. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. For him, what an accomplishment in this game, surpassing the 2,000-yard mark. And all the time we talk about these guys out wide like him that are so athletic and can do so many things. But take us a little deeper. How has he done it this year?
Well, you helped with this because when we sat down with him before the game and discussed his season, and you said to him, okay, I have a vision that you, similar to a pitcher, change up a lot of things, right? Different arm angles, different slots that a pitcher would do. You do that with your route running and all that. And I loved his response. He said, yeah, I do that.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins just continue to roll. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
54, right there, 54, Mike.
On 2nd and 12, Fields. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. So the completion good for 7 there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Brings up 3rd and 6. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there now.
Mike 54.
To throw is Fields. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
Check.
Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. That one will set him back nearly 10. Yards here on 1st down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now a handoff up the middle. Callahan. He was able to pick up 6 yards there, so that leaves him with a 3rd and 13. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of 85. But then they'd never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 19. '72, that team, and you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
In motion left goes a tight end. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at their 48-yard line.
Fields. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46. Here's Fields. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
2 and now on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 60 yards. Typically with catches like that, we talk about the height of the wide receiver, but he's one of the shorter receivers in the NFL.
And it doesn't seem to matter, does it? Put the tape measure away. How about some of these guys under 6 feet tall? Antonio Brown, T.Y. Hilton, and Super Bowl 53 MVP, Julian Edelman.
That's it, baby. We got one. On the double. 5-6. Go.
On first down, Benjamin. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Dolphins are pouring it on. Sanders now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now out come the Steelers. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. He gets it complete to Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Now a first down throw, Fields. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Fields throwing again.
Buying time to his left. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And the catch made by Johnson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
On first down, Fields.
Dancing to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
A final shot before the break, Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where you see the final score there. Dameon Pierce, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we head to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Damian Harris, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, let's get over to Inglewood, see what's happening with the Chargers at home at SoFi Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Calvin Ridley, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jalen Waddle running out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Up the middle they go. Benjamin. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Here we go. Hey, check Mike. Watch it,
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
There you go, partner. That's some old school football right there. You need 1 yard? Give it to your bruiser at fullback and let him get the job done.
Come on, set. 52 blue. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep going. Ready.
Davis Price on 1st and 10.
And some room to maneuver.
That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
30, yellow. Fight, 60.
Hatch it. Check. Lucky.
Check the drill. 52.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
That's good.
6, trouble, 38.
Now a handoff up the middle. Shields. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Let's go now. Black, 95. Claws, 10.
Check hot.
This is Benjamin.
Calling a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
He's not going to get me.
On 3rd down, here's Davis Price.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
44 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Shields. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front, because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Down, yellow, 43.
Quit talking about it.
Let's go.
They'll give this to Davis Price running right.
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami.
Ty Davis Price.
His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2.
Right there. 54. Right there.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
A short one there to Freiermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a first down.
Harris running straight ahead, and he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a third time. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Dolphins are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, Because here we are in
Season of
December.
giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Check tight end, check tight. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Second down, here's Davis Price.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
56 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Let's go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Get that ball. Cowboy 80. Check 3.
They run it with Benjamin. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
That one good for 13 at a Dolphin first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Here we go. Sack. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Wrap it. I'm not lying. Watch the ship. Reload.
They'll run on first down. Callahan. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
On second down now. Shields, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
60 Eagle. 60 Eagle.
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On the run is Benjamin.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Davis Price up the middle.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
On first down, Benjamin, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
And the Steelers set to take the field.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
54 Mike.
Back to throw. Fields. And he's got his big tight end here. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Fields on 3rd down.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They'll look to set up his blockers. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
It's our time. 55 Mike, guys, 55. Check.
The give to the fullback on the dive. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Here we go, D. Here I come.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left.
Watch the pass.
On 4th down, Reynolds. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete.
And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD, but of course that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points, and my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Give to Davis Price up the middle here.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
46 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Shields.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the 4th quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On the handoff, Davis Price.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They'll run on first down. Callahan. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Dolphins are on their way to a sensational 13-0 start as they extend their lead here.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Throwing again on second down.
Fields.
Flush to his right.
Got an open man. It's Pickens.
7 yards there and a first down.
A shotgun snap. Fields. Finding Pickens for another catch.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
To the air again, Fields. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
From the 50, here's Fields. Setting up the screen, Harris. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Boy, that one was well read defensively, and this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
Out of the gun, Fields. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it.
That also a career-long kick for the veteran, Charles.
Yeah, how about what he just got done there? We always knew he had a big leg, but how about everything coming together perfectly on that one? Great leg swing, and bang that one through.
Miami set to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have...
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. It's a big play there for Miami. 61 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Sanders on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
And we'll see if they go back to base.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for the Dolphins, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year.
And they will head home for next week's contest. That is against Washington.
Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.